Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Acupuncture's My Life. Now, in this episode, I want to get into troubling signs of people taking too much in the way of vitamin D. Now, when I say troubling signs, this is because globally many individuals are worried about the strength of their immune systems, and there are those that feel it may not be up to speed in light of what's been going on over the past 3 years or so, and they want to boost it. Now, my thing is, again, you know what I'm going to say. If you're concerned about your protective chi, or I should say immune system, see an acupuncturist immediately. Because so many individuals are running around here globally taking vitamin D supplements, and the percentage of vitamin D toxicity has gone through the roof. I mean, over 2,000%. And that's a huge number when you're looking at the overall global population. Because vitamin D has several dangerous health effects to it when you're taking too much. And there are certain signs that may present, and an acupuncturist would know what's going on. But there are certain signs that you may present with that indicate you're taking too much in the way of vitamin D supplements. First and foremost, stop. That's my recommendation. See an acupuncturist. Talk with an acupuncturist. But once an acupuncturist assesses you, they would know whether you need or there's some type of deficiency with regard to your protective chi, your righteous chi, and others, and would work with you. But to just sit back and just say, hey, I don't want to get sick, so I want to make sure I don't get sick by taking vitamin D. And now you're exposed to toxic levels of vitamin D now. That can cause some serious, more or less some dangerous health effects. So be careful. I say this over and over. You know, along with seeing a physician on an annual basis, sit with an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. And guess what? There's a good chance you may not be doing, worrying about an issue such as this. So whenever someone feels something may be wrong with them, or they want to, offset the potentials, they start popping tons of supplements in their mouth, which in the short or even long term tend to cause negative health effects. And guess where you're going to end up? Seeing a doctor and potentially seeing an acupuncturist. And this is a growing problem. Because you can, to sit with an acupuncturist and undergo Eastern nutrition consultation, if we see that there's deficiencies in certain areas, especially from a nutritional standpoint, you're not getting enough vitamins and minerals, there'll be recommendations made with regard to adjusting your diet. But just off the cuff, if it's determined that you're vitamin D deficient, recommendations would also be made to get more sunlight. There's certain foods you can get plenty of vitamin D from. But you always want to look to take the natural route first. Because how well have you investigated these supplement companies? Are they certified and backed by certain regulatory institutions and so forth? What type of risk are you taking by putting a supplement in your mouth that came out of a colorful bottle or container? What type, are you aware? Do you know? Because there are certain issues, there are certain signs that your body's going to give off. There's certain signals to look out for. If you're taking too much in the way of vitamin D, and we've had plenty of individuals walk into the Acupuncture My Life clinic here in New York City, presenting with these symptoms that I'm going to go over with you. Only to carefully be assessed and it be determined that they're taking too much in the way of vitamin D supplements. Because there are individuals that can experience permanent kidney damage as a result of taking too much vitamin D supplements. So you want to be careful. You really do. There's so many benefits to seeing an acupuncturist where, like I've said in many episodes in the past, regular annual visits with a physician for your annual checkup and seeing an acupuncturist for wellness visits. You're not concerned about your immune system at that point, or if this is deficient, or feeling pain or whatever. Because if you follow the recommendations of your acupuncturist and you're going for regular treatment, there's so much that's going to be taken off your shoulders from a health perspective. So you want to be careful. But individuals do ask, and they're concerned about, well, how much vitamin D should I take on a daily basis? And some doctors will even say, 600 IUs a day. That's international units. Let me ask you a question. Here's the $1 million question. How do you know if that Tuesday or that Thursday your body needs 600 international units of vitamin D? This is why, one, it's best to use food as medicine for the most part. And in some cases, it is necessary you take medicine for a short period of time. Even herbal formulas. But you see, nature designed it that when you're short in a certain area with regard to vitamins and minerals, your body will extract what it needs from food, and even with vitamin D in the case of sun, and discard the rest, what it doesn't need. That's why I asked the $1 million question is, how do you know if on a given Tuesday or Thursday you need so-called 600 IUs of vitamin D? And even for individuals that are older than 70, how do you know you need 800? Why not just eat natural foods? Foods that are rich in vitamin D, like fatty fish such as salmon. As an example of many types of foods. If you feel you're vitamin D deficient, see an acupuncturist. Because many individuals that are overly doing it with vitamin D will find themselves like, why am I suddenly always feeling thirsty or urinating a lot? First, understand something. Vitamin D helps regulate the body's calcium absorption. So now if you're taking too much of one and that balance is lost, then there's problems. Here we go, back to yin and yang. But now we're looking at that balance between vitamin D and calcium. What's the ratio between the two? Do you know? If not, why are you overdosing on vitamin D supplements? You could potentially cause hypocalcemia. And that's when there's like too much calcium in your blood. Now that's bad, and it's bad for your heart. Very bad for the heart. Then it's going to cause your kidneys to go into overdrive to try and filter out this calcium, therefore leading to you wanting to drink a lot of fluids, liquids. Let's just stick with water, and causing you to go to the bathroom a lot. But hypocalcemia can negatively impact your kidneys, the bones, digestive system, the brain, and again, your heart. Too much calcium can cause kidney stones, along with damaging your heart. This is why I say, if you feel you're vitamin D deficient, you don't know, see an acupuncturist. Because the question becomes to an acupuncturist, why does this individual feel as if they're vitamin D deficient? Then they do their assessment, their intake, and translate it into acupuncture language. Is there some form of chi deficiency or some type of stagnation within a certain meridian that's creating an excess pattern? This will all be translated to you, get you to understand what's really going on. Because more times than not, you're not going to just need something just because it's there to be needed. Your body's trying to indicate maybe there's something wrong, but you're misinterpreting what's going on. Sit with an acupuncturist. And also, are you taking vitamin C supplements? Vitamin D. Sorry, D for David, D for dog, D for donut. Vitamin D supplements, right? And you notice sometimes you're feeling more confused than normal. That can be a symptom of hypocalcemia. It can include confusion, fatigue, depression. Keep that in the back of your head. There can be signs of agitation. You have to understand something. Health is wealth. That's what the wealth is. The wealth is not in an app on your phone or in some retirement account or investment account. It's not in the bank and it's not in a safe. Wealth is not in your pocket or your purse. It's not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's not under the mattress, nor is it in a shoebox in the closet. The wealth is in you. And I'm sure that's why you listen to Acupuncture's My Life podcast. Let's stop overdosing on vitamin D. Get outside, get some exercise. In the sun, it doesn't matter if it's hot or cold outside. Get outside. Get some sun. Certain food recommendations, sit with an acupuncturist. They'll go over it with you. But another sign is, are you feeling like muscle aches or cramps? Muscle aches, cramping, weakness, twitching. That can be as a result of hypocalcemia. Again, Hypercalcemia can also lead to dehydration, which tends to cause muscles to cramp. These are some of the red flags. You're experiencing these, seeing acupuncturists. Yeah, we've seen these types of cases come into the Acupuncturist My Life clinic here in New York City to find out that the patient is putting down vitamin D supplements like a healthy person that drinks water on a regular basis, which is dangerous. But you want to know something that's like probably going to shock you? Do you notice yourself falling down more ever since you've been like overdosing on vitamin D supplements? This has a lot to do with soft tissue or even vascular calcification. Because, you know, when calcium accumulates, it causes body parts to harden. Vascular calcification. See, this can interrupt the body's function, normal function, and lead to pain. And see, as a result of calcification, you know, you fall down or whatever, there's going to be fractures. But here, think about this. If you notice, let's say, hard bumps on your breasts, muscles, that can be another sign you're taking too much in the way of vitamin D. And I think you shouldn't be taking any at all. You really shouldn't. You notice you're constipated, feeling nauseous or vomiting. See, gastrointestinal issues can be an indicator that you're taking too much in the way of vitamin D. And that can include vomiting, constipation, nausea, and like I previously said, dehydration. Because your body's trying to dump this calcium that's being absorbed. That's what's happening. So please, be careful. Think about what you're putting in your mouth, because you are what you eat. And you can look at something and say, hey, you know, this is pretty healthy, but too much of anything is no good. You can get too much sun. Now, sun is good for you. You're looking for that extra vitamin D. You know, the body knows what to accept. Too much can be bad. Too much sun can be bad for you. Too much water can be bad for you. Too much sleep. Too much exercise. It's important that you're aware of this. It's important that you understand this. Too much of anything is no good. Please keep that in the back of your head. Because when you sit with an acupuncturist, they'll discuss with you the importance and the balance of yin and yang. During the day, amounts of activity you should engage in. How much should you eat? At night, when should you look to rest? These are the hours of yin. So yang goes down. So the focus is on yin. So your internal organs, everything has to be nourished in preparation for the next day. And the yang is going to give you that energy to carry out your activities. So how should you feed it? What are the ways in which you keep yin and yang in balance? the appropriate amount of rest so that yin can now nourish yang. So that once yang becomes active again in the early morning hours, has it been properly nourished? Where are you at? These are things you'll all learn from an acupuncturist. This is important. And any questions you may have, download the Acupuncture is My Life app. We get plenty of people with questions that, will surprise you. There's never a bad question or what have you. Here at Acupuncture is My Life, we understand that acupuncture is still new to many individuals. But the more they're learning, the more they're turning to it, along with seeing their physician or a physician on an annual basis. This is important. So just simply make acupuncture a part of your life, okay? Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?